hours ago. Basically, after my stream, my previous stream today, I slept and I woke up around 12 and I was feeling much better. I had a nightmare of a dream, and obviously, I woke up battling to breathe because when I went to sleep, I was already having breathing issues, and I never take my pump or anything like that to clear it up, so I just fell asleep. I didn't take my nasal spray because that could have helped unblock my nose. And then I woke up battling to breathe, and then I took my nasal spray. Anyways, I'm feeling much better than. Well, I'm still a bit feeling a small amount of pain, a very small amount of pain, but I think I'm still fine. I feel a bit happy. My head is not busting compared to the past. My eyes is not paining. I feel much better. So now I can talk about some other stuff. I feel much more better than, you know, um, when the migraine started, it was like it just starts with blurry vision, and then all of a sudden it kicks in with pain, and the blurry vision goes in any pattern, up, down, in the circle. One time I had it spinning like a loading screen. It was so messed up. Okay. Anyways, I didn't get to read this properly, so I might as well just go and read it. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Um. Okay. Let me just. Okay. It's time to read some of the news. I was reading it, but obviously I just couldn't take it because I was staring at a white screen. Okay, looking at it does make me want to puke. Not too bad though. In fact, it's starting to hurt my eyes. But my migraine is almost gone. It's like 99% gone. So there is a bit of a residue left of pain. And it's totally fine. I can manage it. I can walk around, do my. I won't be working on looking at the screen today because I have to be looking at the screen and it's gonna hurt. I always type behind a white screen, so it's just gonna hurt my eyes if I keep typing like that. Okay. So this was the last article we read. New NFL overtime rule decides winner by refs playing eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Fauci reveals he has forged in secret a master vaccine to rule all the others. One ring to rule them all. Fun fact that actually happened with one of the vaccine companies was saying that you know well, basically they had a very similar statement to the Lord of the Rings type of statement, like one ring to rule them all. They had like one vaccine super powerful, something like that. I can't find the tweet, but uh, they tweeted that out. Some vaccine company, I don't know if it was Pfizer, I think it was Pfizer, talking about, you know, how this vaccine will be so powerful and you get to rule them all. They were basically using Sauron's words, or okay, not his exact words. I don't think he ever spoke. Basically, Sauron's See, I'm mixing it up already. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe I should have taken a bit more hours to sleep. Okay, but they basically just took some of these Lord of the Rings words and they just changed some of the words and put vaccine in it to make it seem like the vaccine is super powerful, even though that it's supposed like in the books and the movies, one ring to rule them all is an evil thing. The ring is evil. For them to say one vaccine to rule them all is pretty much the same thing. It's evil. They don't get that. It's like comparing the vaccine to the one ring is a bit too much, I would say, because it's like that ring is super evil. And if you want more people to take it, you gotta compare it to good stuff. But now they're gonna compare it to evil stuff. What is it saying? It's saying something I wonder what it's saying. I'm sure many of y'all can put your fingers on it. Okay, so enough about this. Let's just look at some nice stuff. Um, okay. I think that's enough. I don't have any plans for these streams. That's the thing. I don't plan these streams out. Okay, might as well just discuss some games I would like to make. Notepad, please. I just typed notepad. I'm a little waifu. Okay. Uh, I only had fish and chips and tea. Never had porridge. And that's basic. That's all I had is fish and chips and tea. I mean, it's not the best, but I never had fish in so long. Okay. So a TG game or tranny game. Let's just call it tranny game. Tranny game. So how would I like to make my tranny game? Obviously, we'll have to include certain types of characters. Obviously. Will I make it into a? I don't know. I don't know if look. I want to make a lot of trans games. A lot of them. I want to make plenty of them. But at the same time, it's like, really? Will everyone really like it? I know many people on this channel will like it because many of you like that type of content. But honestly, I hope many of y'all would support it in the long run because I might charge prices for some of these. Not all of them, but some of these, you know? Because I need to earn a living too. If I can't earn a living, then how can I make something, you know? I need to live too, so that's the most important part. Okay, hmm. How about you date a transgender who a tranny dating simulator? I don't know. I think that will actually be very bad. You know why? You know why? Because people these days are so crazy about everything. They whine and cry about everything. You know? Oh no, this is a dating simulator. This does not represent me in 100% ways. Let's get rid of this game. People are like that. Okay, which is very sad, you know? It's like it's just the game. Oh no, they freak out, get mad because it's not 100% like them. Not everything can be 100% like them. I hope they realize that. You know, when it comes, this is why woke stuff sucks because they try and match it out to themselves. They're wanting to put themselves in the situations rather than put the actual characters. It's not about you at the end of the day. You know, when I make my characters, I try to make sure that they're different from me in many ways. You know, and I have to think like them when I'm writing. You know, you have to think like them when you're writing so you can know what they'll go through and what they'll do if they're stuck in certain situations, you know? So if I have like a very evil character that steals food and money, if you put him in a situation where he is being robbed, obviously he'll fight back or something because that's his money. He thinks that's his money because he stole it fair and square. You know, I'm just saying that you know I can't just say okay, well this character comes good all of a sudden unless I'm making a unless I'm making a fable. But to be fair, I'm not. I'm just writing characters and not learning a lesson. They're not there to learn lessons. Sometimes they will, but other than that, they're just gonna remain themselves, you know. And if the character does change, it's gonna be much more emotional than just getting robbed, you know. It'll be like losing a family member or something, you know. Anyways, a tranny dating simulator will be very hard to make. It'll be fun. I would like to try it, but then I hate this entire idea just sounds terrible because the backlash I could get from this would be fucking insane. Pardon my language, but holy moly, there are people out there who just don't like stuff like this. They will cry, they would scream, and that's the sad part. Because I'm sure many of you watching, if not all of you watching, will be totally fine with a simulator game like this. Even if you won't even play it, you'll be fine with its existing. You won't attack me. You won't hold a gun on my face. You won't do that. But there are people out there who go that crazy for stuff like this, and they don't want you to have anything at all. Okay, and that's how sick it is. It's not fair. It is not fair whatsoever. Okay, so if I make a tranny simulator sim, dating sim, you're gonna get people that are happy. Then you're gonna get people who are angry because not enough representation, as they cry, because no rep for them. They believe that they have to be 100% represented in the game. You can't 100% represent someone in something like that. Nothing can ever be 100%. Nothing, nothing at all, unless you're representing yourself and working on it. But I'm not doing it for myself. I'm gonna create brand new characters and whatsoever. Am I making sense? I hope so. I don't like this mentality. I really don't. I think it's very messed up. Like, okay, we have to basically, change everything now, okay? Because it's gonna upset one bad person or a bunch of them. And the thing is that some of these people are wild. They are wild. They're not gonna accept opposing views. You saw what they did for the past couple of years. Don't be surprised when they get angry when you make a dating simulator and it's not 100% to their ideal, you know? For them, they just they just think they're superior. They have this superior complex, this ego in them that continues to, fan up their souls anytime they see something. They feel like they have to add their freaking little uh, their little insults, I'm just saying it's a bit messed up. We live in a world where people can say you have much freedom to do whatever you want, but creatively you have no freedom. The mob comes after you first, and it's like you have to answer to this mob. Did you know that back in the day, GTA was obviously attacked by media, by politicians, and still to this day as well. But the difference was back then, where things were much run by conservative dominant governments. You know what happened? GTA still succeeded. They didn't cower down or pussy down. But you know what now? Now they pussy down. They are scared of hot women. Yes, they are. They censoring some stuff. And let's not forget, they also censor certain other like symbols or whatever. They censored a southern flag for some reason. I don't know that flag specifically. I forgot what it's called. The Confederate flag in one of their games. Now, the game itself is supposed to be an offensive game, right? But nope. It's somehow so offensive that they gotta censor it up. For me, it just annoys me, that back in the day, you had really good companies standing up to villains from the government trying to censor creativity. But now it's like, things have changed in the government. And now these same people who work for these games are now bowing down to the government because it's their government. It's their government. It's their ideas being pushed through. You don't want to hurt their little fifis, do you? You know, nothing's about having fun anymore. It's all about propaganda. You make something fun, they're gonna get a problem with that. And for those of you who don't know that much about the gaming industry, some of you may not be understanding, but this has been happening for years. You get good games that comes out, and then they are bullied by these couple of rats or rodents. Let's call them rodents, because that's what they are. Honestly, they are very rude, very mean, very spiteful. If they see your game succeeding, they see a little problem that they feel offended by, they will go after the game and they'll make you feel guilty for making something in the game. There was this game called Little Devil Inside, I think. It was a very cute game about well, I don't know what it was actually about, to be honest. I only saw like like an open world a view of a character running around and just attacking some random animals, I guess. It was a very cute game, and it was for the PlayStation. But then three people complained about it because the natives or the no, not natives, the savages, not natives. I don't know the full context of who those people were, but they were like these these savage people with masks and like long locks of hair. They're holding spears or something, and they're just running at you, and it's like people got offended because of that, because you know, uh, because you made people different, I guess, because you made the enemies Well, they were also dark skinned, so people got offended with that, you know. And they weren't just dark skin; they were black. Okay, like, I'm not talking about brown skin. I'm talking about like I'm talking about uh, I'm talking about uh, what is black? What's the blackest thing? I'm talking about um. Well, I don't know what's black. Plenty of things that are black. Uh, I'm talking about super duper black. Black, like an alligator, I guess. I mean, alligators are mostly black, so like so black, like you can't even tell if they are a human, but yet people got offended over that, and they draw parallels to themselves for some reason. Three people, by the way, and then the company had to apologize. It was insane. What else? I just had it in the tip of my head. Um, something that recently happened with these SJWs. They complain about something, and it changed completely. But anyways, the point is, it's all their world now. Okay, they have all the good stuff. Okay, for years, conservatives kept belittling people like this, and then we made our own enemy bigger and stronger, basically. And now, when we look at our enemies, how good they are with pop culture and everything like that, we wonder how are they winning? Well, because we gave them too much. You gave them too much leeway. Is that a proper word? You basically gave them too much, just too much for them to have. While they were complaining about banning this or that, they forgot about actually having fun for once. And this is why everything is so sad and sulky for the conservatives. We barely have anything anymore because it's now all the progressives. They took everything, and we end up having nothing in the long run. Wait, did I say conservatives? They took everything for the left, and we have barely anything now. And I want people to understand we can still claim culture back. We are now the counterculture. We can still win. They have become the establishment. I like to call it establishment syndrome. I don't know if something like this already exists, but basically, when one side becomes the government becomes popular with culture and most youngings and well, a lot of people, I would say. Another side that's shorter and basically they have less power in certain ways. Well, they become the counterculture. The dominant culture needs to secure themselves. They need to secure themselves because obviously every culture needs to protect themselves. And this is just what the conservatives did years ago. They need to secure themselves, make more tougher rules and whatever for political stuff. But also, when it comes to the form of media we take, they like to ban certain things as well, same like the conservatives did as well, you know? And they banned basically anything. The conservatives had the satanic panic, obviously. Now the left has the tranny panic because everything is transphobic apparently. Everything is transphobic for some reason. If they cry transphobia, that means it's evil. Yes, same like what the right did years ago when it came to satanic panic. Everything they claimed that was Satanism, it was Satanism. Even though they had no correlation to Satanism, what the right did long ago would just call it Satanism and move on. Simple as that. No proper substance uh, to basically continue their claim of it. They just slammed it as Satanism and moved on. And this is what the left is doing now. They calling it. Oh, this is transphobic. Okay, this is evil. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is basically establishment syndrome. Once you become the establishment, you can't help but ban everything. Everything from the opposite side. Make sure their lives are very hard. And of course, try not to have any public discourse at all. You know, claim something is evil because it goes against your ideology, and don't even give proper substance why. Don't even give us proper reasons why. Just move on. This is what the right did. Now the left is doing this because they have power. And once again, this is not all leftists. This is not all left people. This is just quite a lot of them, but not all. Um, I'm just saying, they become the dominant culture, so they secure themselves. They claim everything is transphobic. So yeah. Oh, that picture you drew. Oh, it's transphobic because for some reason you can't draw a woman being beautiful. It's transphobic. Okay. Oh, your film has no trans characters. That's transphobic. You know. And when they label it transphobic, they immediately want people to shut down and cry and feel pain. You know, and then what else? This is establishment syndrome. You just can't help but be the bad guys. Any side, once they become the dominant, they can't help but do that. I feel like for me, it's the best thing to do is both sides just separate and live their own. It sounds a bit harsh, but that's the only way. Because if both sides can't tolerate each other, then what's the point? What's the point of working towards one another when both will disagree with everything? Not just politics, but culture wise. Okay, I'm going way too deep in this. I'm so sorry. I kind of spoiled. Maybe I spoiled some of your days. I'm sorry. I was talking about trans stuff. So, trans games. I did mention quite a few different type of games. Um, I mentioned one with a school full of trannies. I mentioned one where a masculine man has to basically travel to change his gender. And what else? A dating simulator will sound perfect. As I said, though, as I gave an entire lecture about this, it's going to be very difficult to do something like that these days. But am I going to quit? Am I going to quit? No. I'll try and make a tranny dating simulator. Okay, so if I make a tranny dating simulator, what it should have is obviously the following. It should have a vast amount of trannies. Okay? It should have a vast amount of trannies. Simple as that. Like that's literally it. And you should be able to. Obviously, you should have a lot of choices. A lot of choices. When you're making a visual novel, obviously that's where the format's going to be on. You want to make sure that there's enough choices, especially if you're gonna have a simulator. You know. Then you're gonna have different scenes, like backgrounds, environments to date. You're also gonna have items, so you can help out with your dates. You can help out in your dates. Maybe perfume, maybe some sweets or something, a gift, anything. Anyways, I'm gonna go close. I'm just gonna go now. I have nothing else better to say. I feel like people want to come in my room. I'm sorry. Have a wonderful day.